One of the main features of separation and cohesion in social groups is linguistic diversification. The work package DiversityFunctions investigates it via 3 different tasks: schismogenesis, storytelling, and protonormativity.
The goal of the Schismogenesis project is to understand how groups of people needing to mark their own social identities may have contributed to the diversification of language. We've had clues for some time that languages don't just become different through groups of people separating out and going in different directions. Languages can also become different when people are right up close to each other. This is because when people are living in close contact, sometimes they feel a need to show that they're actually 2 different groups, and language is one of the best ways of doing this. But we'll also go beyond language. We think that schismogenetic effects may also occur in things like music styles or poetry forms. Like any of these phylogenetic studies, it helps us to understand human history, and it helps us to understand it in a way that goes beyond written records or even archaeological records.
We find storytelling across different cultures and across different individuals within the same culture. But if we want to understand storytelling, its evolution, and its effect on group cohesion, we need to understand which specific benefits it brings about over and beyond our ability to communicate via language. In this task, we plan to investigate for which specific purposes humans prefer to craft and share stories, the universal linguistic and extra-linguistic devices that they employ in storytelling, and the reactions that these devices elicit in their audience.
We are going to look at protonormativity, because differences in vocal communication can be a very powerful signal, such as we all belong to the same group. We know this, for example, from marmosets from phase 1, where we found that different social groups of marmoset monkeys, they also have different dialects, so to speak. And actually, if one individual moves into a new group, they adjust their dialects. For humans, such effects are of course particularly strong, also because language has a strong normative dimension, which means that we feel very strongly about how we do things, how we do them here, and also how we talk, but not how they talk. For us as evolutionary anthropologists, this of course immediately raises the question of how about primates? Is there any evidence that there are social or communicative behaviors that are governed by norms or by social expectations? This would suggest that the social function predates the evolution of language rather than being a consequence of it.
So we'll be working with marmosets here at the University of Zurich, specifically the Primate Station, which is run by Judith Burkart, and chimpanzees at Basel Zoo. And using playback experiments coupled with state-of-the-art non-invasive methods to measure arousal in animals, such as thermography or pupillometry, we will try to investigate the understanding of social and vocal norms in both of these species, which will help us shed light on the primate origins of normativity in humans.
We study storytelling performance from a multimodal perspective. Storytellers combine language, gesture, and facial portrayals to communicate not only the content of their story, but also their affective stance towards it. That's the reason why we plan to record adults engaged in storytelling performance and analyze all these linguistic and extra-linguistic devices, as well as their effect on the audience in terms of both immediate responses and longer-term effects in story reception and story retelling. We also want to study storytelling cross-culturally, and we will employ experimental tasks involving the performance of stories that are standardized to allow comparability across different cultures.
The project will use phylogenetic modeling techniques. Phylogenetic models are a whole family of statistical models for representing processes of change with branching kind of structures, like genetic family trees or language family trees. We're going to try to build new methods and new techniques within this kind of statistics that can help model branches that are close to each other and in contact, and in some cases, the contact may actually push them further apart.